Hi, my name is Abbas Tambawala. I'm currently a student at MDI Gurgaon and I was interning with Godrej Properties in the strategy function. Gurukul as a program, I think, is one of the most structured programs we've seen in terms of the help that you get from all the people around you, the kind of work that actually is involved, the kind of attention that is given to your project is something that probably doesn't happen in too many other places, so definitely a great place to enter. Three takeaways for me. One is definitely about the function and about the role itself, what actually goes on in the strategy role at a company like this. How we go about solving problems, that was one. The second was the bonds that we made with people, actually, the interns particularly across campuses. I've probably never been disconnected with so many people from so many different places, so that was great. And the third was, Godrej Properties being part of the larger group, Godrej Industries, there was a lot of cross-industry interaction, or cross-business interaction. So that was something that was interesting because we weren't really in a silo. At any point of time, you could find out, what people in GCPL were doing or what people in GAVL were doing. So that was pretty good. One thing that I hadn't really expected here was typically when you think of Godrej, you think of a 100-year-old group. You probably expect practices that are age-old, but when we came here, the culture was radically different. Particularly in the business I was working with at Godrej Properties, there was a very, very young culture that went around the place. One thing that I'll miss most about Gurukul is definitely the people. People is a pretty wide answer, so let's break it down. Number one is the team that I was working with, really, really smart people to work with, a lot to learn from them. Two was the other interns as well, a lot of experiences that went around the block, so there was a lot of learning coming from there. So my biggest challenge at Gurukul was the nature of the problem itself. In my case, in my project's case, actually, it was a lot about discovering and finding out, where we can go with this, what the scope of the project is. So bringing structure to an unstructured problem was probably my biggest challenge. So my biggest learning was stakeholder management, identifying what works for whom related to the project, as the project involved a lot of coordination. Probably the camaraderie, working with the other interns, before, during work, after work, all of that, bringing it all together, seeing other people working on projects with you was a great feeling actually, and connecting with them, helping each other out, that was probably something that sticks out for me. I can't maybe put an exact character to this, but if I was thinking about what kind of person he is, he's maybe like a Pandit or a Baba who basically is extremely profound. So he had like this great trait of boiling everything down into one line and saying, this is what your problem is.